Las Vegas, Nevada is a little bit ancient and a little bit new. Some of the new stuff becomes ancient pretty quickly, gets blown up or renovated, and then is made new again. This contradiction of old and new seemed like the perfect location for an ancient August photo shoot. Now, we're not talking truly ancient here. We're talking about things that are ancient in 2016, like this D5000 camera. This DSLR is 7 years old, so with the pace of today's technology releases, it definitely qualifies for an ancient August shoot. However, we then put this modern ancient body into a totally unfair fight with a more modern full-frame DSLR, the Nikon D810, which was released less than 2 years ago. I know, it sounds nuts to pit these two against each other. I wasn't trying to see which camera was better though. I wanted to see how the D5000 holds up today in a situation where I would confidently shoot with the D810. So in this video, I'll share a few photos I took with the D5000, and in a few minutes, I will tell you how to see more of them as well. But next week, I'll share the benchmark photos, we'll call them, the ones that I took with the D810. Here's what happened. I wanted to set myself and the D5000 up for success. Dull surroundings and a dull subject isn't going to do that D5000 any favors. So I splurged for a room at the trendy Cosmopolitan Hotel. It's near the Bellagio on the Las Vegas Strip. I liked the style of the rooms, kind of retro chic. Then I needed an outfit to match. I went with a boudoir look with a kind of modern retro feel, so that it all sort of fit together. Now in this retro chic hotel, the lights are dim, and I did not bring a ton of lighting. In fact, I brought only one speed light to use in case of emergency. I didn't end up using it, by the way. But we did push ISO to the max. Now I know your burning question is, how did the ancient D5000 hold up? Let me show you. The photos are great. There is grain. I expected that. I embraced it. Like I said before, we weren't afraid to creep that ISO sensitivity up during shooting. And then in post-processing, I went with a style that showcased the noise. That may sound strange to some of you, but I happen to like noise in photos sometimes. It gives a different feel, and it worked here. Moving around the room using lighting only from the window and the lamps, we got creative with where I was as the subject. I made sure to always be aware of where the light source was and how I needed to angle my body or my face to catch that light. Sometimes that meant simply tilting my chin up to get some light into my eyes. This type of situation is where communication between the photographer and the model becomes extra important, so that changes can be made to angles and poses. On a similar note, we moved furniture around the room throughout the shoot to suit our purposes for each shot, which was interesting since I was teetering around in high heels. That's actually one of the fun things about shooting in a hotel room to me. Getting there, seeing what you have to work with, and then making it great for your particular shoot. Now there is a link below to my site. You'll see a sample photo and technical specifications there, like the lens I used and the settings. VIPs, when you are there, log in to see the entire gallery of D5000 images, plus an exclusive video where I talk about setup and challenges, and I share how I edited the raw images on my iPad. Okay, in the second part of this video next week, I'll share the photos from the second half of the shoot where I used the Nikon D810. We can see how they compare with the ones from today from the D5000. In the meantime, I'd love to hear what you have to say about using older gear like this. Does it work? There's no right or wrong answer. We all have our own preferences. But would you do it? Or do you feel that you really need the newest and the best gear? Let me know in the comments.